Good evening, and we're going to talk this evening about best practices in distance education. I'm going to talk to you about adult education because I teach at a community college. As the instructional technologist at Blue Ridge Community College, where I teach, once told me, when I asked him the best advice he would give to faculty transitioning to this online teaching, he replied, "Just remember to teach." The same theories that apply to a well-planned classroom lesson also apply to a well-planned online lesson. And the research that I did this evening bears this out. Hanson and Bryan noted that while there's a great deal of excitement over the ever-expanding technologies and the vastness of educational opportunities that online learning offers, there's still real-life concerns that real-life concerns for online faculty. The lack of planning can cause a disastrous educational experience. Problems with technology, lack of faculty guidance, the inability to build community within the classroom, facilitate communication, or actually humanize the experience, all this can sabotage a learning experience for students. Both Hanson and Bryant and Zappala recommend the development of distance education plans, including the needs assessment like we did with our ISD project, to match the activities, methods, and strategies with learners' needs. Then during the course itself, a plan that provides guidance, helps to build community, facilitate communication, and humanize the experience. And then after the course is over, a plan that assesses the course, reflects on those assessments, and then makes any necessary changes, and then the course starts again. Simon and Schlosser, they had a really good article, and if you get a chance to read it, I would recommend it, especially if you're doing adult education. They offered a number of best practices for education, distance education. Their emphasis, of course, was on instructional design. And like Keegan, they believed that the design should be student-centered, not faculty-centered. The two items that stood out for me in this article were that they noted that students can become very frustrated with the use of complex, inadequate, malfunctioning equipment, as well as the perception of emotional distance that is brought on by the use of distance education technology. And it has negatively affected toward, and in some cases affected, achievement in distance education. Simonson and Schlosser also noted Bates's seventh golden rule, that interaction is essential, albeit whether it's between student and instructor, between the student and the content in the course, or between student and student. I'll repeat again, interaction is essential. This reflects in part I can't pronounce this word, andragogical and constructivist perspectives, which have increased dramatically with the rise of online education. How does this align with my personal theory of learning and belief of best practices? And did it change my way of thinking about the practice of distance education? Actually, this aligns right perfectly with my theory of learning and belief of best practices. It actually confirms what I have found to be true in my teaching experience thus far. Um, I've noticed a great deal of the time that you can't just put a course out there and grade projects and expect students to pass them. Students still want that interaction with each other. They still want that interaction with the instructor. And as I have done all along, I continually evaluate my course and see how I can improve it and make it better. And it all depends on the type of students you have in the class. Sometimes you have students that are very good, like this past 8 weeks I had students that were extremely computer literate. I had very few students that didn't have any problems with computers. The course sailed along, but in the past I have had students that have had really difficulty with the technology, dealing with Blackboard, things like that. So you have to assess the level that you have with your students, and sometimes you have to get in there and work harder. I had one group last year several students had computer issues, personal computer issues. So we had to make adjustments for that. And luckily, the college offers a, a computer IT assistance, and they will provide loaner laptops if necessary. So that is very helpful with students to know that they have that backup. But no, this is actually what I read and actually confirmed what I was already finding to be true. So that's actually a good thing. Thank you.